Well, President Trump is scheduled to sign more executive orders at any moment now after signing 7 new orders yesterday tied to higher education. Those orders came as the president lashed out at Harvard University today after it filed a lawsuit against the administration's effort to cut more than $2 billion in federal research funding. President Trump baselessly calling the university a, quote, threat to democracy. Joining me now is NBC News senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez. Gabe, thanks so much for being here. So break down the education-focused executive orders that the president signed yesterday and what effect they could have.
Hi there, Kristen. Good afternoon. Yeah, the president, this is all part of the administration's broader effort to remake higher education, in many ways quite significant. Now, here in the West Wing yesterday, the president signed one executive order aimed at accreditation, basically changing the way that colleges and universities could be accredited as a way of potentially weeding out organizations, universities that don't align with the president's agenda. Now, another executive order also was about remaking the Department of Education and having schools teach more artificial intelligence and AI, the president calling it a big deal. But Kristen, as I said, this is a huge change for the federal government having this much, or trying to remake higher education based on the president's agenda. And this is something that we expect that the White House says is coming about because the president refers to these institutions as being filled with radical left professors, and they want that this sign this executive order in order to make a change across higher education across the country, Kristen.
Yeah, and the president is really using some sharp words to target Harvard, even as the university has filed a lawsuit against his administration. Let me read part of that for you. He says, Harvard is an anti-Semitic, far-left institution, as are numerous others, with students being accepted from all over the world that want to rip our country apart. And Harvard is a threat to democracy. Of course, there's just no justification or facts to back that up. But what do we know about the tactics that the president's deploying here, Gabe, amid this ongoing legal battle?
Well, the Harvard becoming the first major institution to sue the administration over that loss in funding. It did so earlier this week. And yesterday, Harvard's president speaking with our colleague Lester Holt, saying that this is it's a much bigger issue than being just about Harvard. Now, the president lashing out at Harvard, as you mentioned, later today. And Kristen, $2.2 billion in funding is at stake here for Harvard, and the administration does not seem to be backing down, calling any lawsuit by Harvard, really pushing back and saying that it is up to universities across the country to make good use of taxpayer money. So we expect this to really play out over the coming weeks and months as the administration does ramp up its attacks on institutions of higher learning across the country, Kristen.
Gabe Gutierrez covering a lot of ground for us today. Gabe, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.